Hello everybody and welcome to an afternoon version of Tlin 875 live stream. Stand by for a moment while I allow the others to join us. All three of them. Enjoy our interstate system. I'm on the interstate again. Had a few service calls today. I'm going to talk about those. What I found, what I did, and what I propose doing here in the future. Give it about another minute or so. See if anyone wants to join up, join the fun, join the excitement that is live broadcasting. See if I mess up and curse. About another 20 seconds, guys. I had 3 service calls today, spread out over 2 areas. One of them was in Leland, North Carolina, and the other was in Wilmington. The first one was a new customer. I talked about another company that was shutting down that referred me their customers. It was that particular unit, the package unit. Those of you in the Talon 875 Pro group on Facebook, I just put up a picture of it a few minutes ago that it was frozen up evaporator coil. It was a heat pump, so I put it in the heat, thawed out the evaporator, let it run for a while, got all the ice off of it, turned it on in cooling mode, and it ran with a very low suction pressure. The suction pressure was in the 30s, and the head pressure was about 160. And since it was about, I don't know, 82, 83 degrees, it was way below the target head pressure. And of course the suction pressure was too low. The superheat was 70, so it was obviously low in charge. I went across the machine with a fine-tooth comb. I used my leak detector, and this is a package unit, so it's a very finite spot. I used my leak detector. I used bubbles, Big Blue. I inundated the area with bubbles, but I could not find it. I could not find the leak. Again, I would, it'd be nice to have the H10 back in action. I still haven't got it repaired. I'm a lazy person. Maybe I'll get another H10, I don't know. But for right now, I had to do what everybody with desperation does. Wonder if someone stole the refrigerant, because I didn't find anything, didn't find any oil. I thought I saw some bubbles coming out of the compensator, but it was, it was only for a second, and I couldn't see them again, so basically, and then the guy comes out of the house and says to me, he said, it's been leaking down every 2 months. And when someone tells me it's been leaking down every 2 months, I know that's a big ass leak. And since I didn't see any evidence of leak, I couldn't find the leak, so I began to get curious. And I don't use locking caps, I don't have any locking caps on the truck, but I took my brass caps and took a marker, and I put a mark on a particular hour orientation, like say you're 12 o'clock, you're 6 o'clock, you're 3 o'clock, you're 9 o'clock. I put marks at particular hours that I would remember. And I asked the lady, said, have me come back in a couple months and I'll check on the unit, and I'll see if these marks are still in their correct orientation, or if the cabs are even on. Let's hold on 1 second, guys. I'm getting some low quality here. Let's see if it subsides. Yeah. So I said I'll come back in a couple months and I'll see if they're still oriented in the same way where I left them. It's a curious thing. Going with people stole the refrigerant. It's very possible because R22. It's possible because of the area I was in. But I never really go with that unless I have practically no other explanation what's going on, because it's kind of far-fetched. It's almost like you can't figure it out, so you just say, someone stole it. Sorry. But I had no other explanation. Couldn't find a leak. Maybe the leak will present itself. Maybe next time, if it looks like it's leaked down again, I will put a ton of pressure on the unit and see if I can't flush it out that way. I didn't see any reason for doing that. I couldn't find any hits. I mean, the leak detector didn't even speed up. You know, you have one, you'll make a pass, the leak detector will be like beep, 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 and go back to normal. I didn't even get that. I got nothing. So I recharged the unit, took 3 pounds of refrigerant, charged it back up, it was cool and fine, everything was great, and I went on to my next call. The next 2 units I was looking at were barred wall hung units at a church. The first one wasn't doing anything. The second one, they wanted me to change the thermostat on. So the first one I came to, excuse me. First one I came to, I climbed up on the ladder outside, took the control panel off, and the transformer was blown. They had changed the thermostat on the first one, so I asked him if it had worked since then, and he said it did work after that. So either he fibbed, which I hope not because he was the pastor, or something overloaded the transformer, or it was weak or something like that. Because once I restarted it, I upsized it. Whenever I'm coming to these, and they didn't put it on the correct tap either. It was a 208 3-phase unit, and they put it on a 240 tap, which meant they got a low voltage anyway. So I don't know if that did it in, but it's been up there forever. So it's one of the things where, you know, you'll see these things all the time in a commercial environment where they'll put the transformers on the wrong tap. But since it was wasted, I've got a 75 VA with an integrated circuit breaker on it, and I installed that. Everything ran fine. Let it run a few cycles while I was working on the other unit. There was no issues whatsoever. The other unit, I changed the thermostat to a Focus Pro 4000. Unfortunately, had I asked a couple more questions, I would have realized he wanted a 5-1-in-1 thermostat or a 7-day, and the Focus Pro 4000 is a 5-in-2. So I'll end up changing that tomorrow to probably a Focus Pro 6000. I think that is a 5-1-in-1 if I remember correctly. If not, I'll see if they have a Focus Pro 7000. And I don't use a whole lot of the 7000s, but I'm almost positive that they are 7-day programmable. That unit ran well. The coils on these bars need to be cleaned. I told him that he needed filters, and he's like, I didn't know they had filters. It's like, yep, they do. They're really difficult to reach. So I told him that I would come by every 3 months and change the filters. He said that was a good idea. I said, hooray. And I'm going by there tomorrow to put new filters in each one of them, clean the outdoor coils because they've never been cleaned before. And they were running relatively high head pressure. The head pressure was in the 260s, and even if they're old 10-SEER units, that was above what it should have been for yesterday. So I'm going to come back and do that tomorrow, change that thermostat out, and they'll be good to go. I have preventive maintenance in the morning around 9:30, and then I'll go over there. It'll take a few hours to get all that stuff done because I got to work off the extension ladder. On Friday, I don't think I have, or on Thursday, I have one service call in the morning on the 18-SEER Goodman I put in 2012. They said it's not cooling, so we'll see what's going on with that sucker. It's high efficiency, so should never have a problem. I don't know what it could be. I've already had to change the blower motor on that unit and one of the outdoor circuit boards or the defrost controller. So we'll see. Hopefully it's to drain backed up, but I'm never that lucky. Friday, I don't think I had anything scheduled. I was waiting to see what would come in. I'm sure something will come in over the next couple of days. It's going to be warm. Both the calls I did today came in yesterday. And I think I had some kind of message on the phone just now, so we'll see what that is. I might change a couple service valves on Friday. I'm trying to help out a lady who doesn't have the money for the repair. So I've been working with her, maybe give her a couple months to make the repair. And she's a sweetheart, so I know she'll be good for it. Famous last words of the fool. But it's a small repair, she just doesn't have the money for it. So it's not really a big financial risk for me. So, but I might do that. That is changing out a couple service valves, changing a system to 407, and putting in a TXV, sort of re-engineering an old carrier unit that had a king valve and a valve with an integrated orifice in it, and just take all that crap out, put a TXV in for the outdoor coil, and put a couple ball valves in, and put some 407 in with some POE. Ought to be a lot of fun, and I might do that this week. I'm not sure. I probably will, because right now, if I don't get anything before Friday, I'll do it. That's about it, guys. Just want to tell you about the service calls I had. Always like to discuss those. I think that's a benefit to guys. Just barred units are something not everybody works on, and I just kind of stumbled across them every now and then. This is just a church that has 5-ton bards on the wall, so they have a 25-ton AC capacity in their sanctuary, and it looks like it runs about half staff most of the time. That's what I was talking to the pastor about, speaking of load calculations, which we weren't talking about. They have 150 to 200 people in a service, and if you have let's say a docile church crowd, you could range anywhere from 500 total BTUs, sensible and latent, all the way up to, if you get somebody, clapping and jumping and, all that stuff in church, you might go 1,000 BTUs output on that person just because they're being active between the sensible and the latent load that they produce. So if they have 150 people and they're producing 1,000 BTUs, that's 150,000 BTUs. That's 12.5 tons of AC right there just for the people. So you can see how commercial areas had to have an astronomical amount of AC, because if they do have that, and let's say they have a concert in their sanctuary, and 250 people show up and they pack in there and they're all jumping around, that's 250,000 BTUs, not counting the people on the stage. So that's a tremendous amount of cooling. That's 250,000 BTUs. That's 20 tons of cooling. It's a lot. And another one of the things on these barred units, they have a fresh air damper in the back of them. A little screen across it, a little fresh air damper that's adjustable between, looks like 3 different positions. And all of them are wide open. So I told him that I would close all of them but 2, because they don't need all that outside air between the doors opening and shutting, and only needing 7 CFM per person outside air in an environment like that. Let's see, if you have 7 CFM and you had 100 people, then it would be 700 CFM of air. And if you have 200, that's 1400 CFM. I think if you open up 2 of these dampers all the way, you're going to get probably not 1400 CFM, but maybe half of that right there. So, and they don't need that all the time. I mean, it's going to be running anytime those units run, even when there's no occupancy at all. So, and most of the time, you get leaks in between windows, leaks on doors, and it'll satisfy most of that requirement just from the leakage. But that's about it for today, guys. I'm heading home. It's starting to rain a little bit for some reason. I didn't even know if it was going to rain today. I'm going to the post office and go to the bank and make a deposit. And I will see you guys tomorrow at some point for another live stream. Let's see what we can get into tomorrow. I got a ball game tonight with my daughter. It's I think they're in first place this year. First place, buddy. It's her first year pitching too. She's very excited. She's been taking pitching lessons from a lady who's I guess used to be a collegiate pitcher. And she's come a long way. This year was her first year. Of course, she did what all the pitchers do the first couple times up. It's walk everybody. Walk everybody, throw the ball way too high, way too low, because they're all nervous. You gotta get the bugs out. But I pitched 2 coming up in baseball, and I was not a pitcher, but I was really tall and I could throw the ball hard, so they put me up there. So I throw either fastball, or I had this weird ass fork ball where I'd put my fingers on either side of the ball, kind of wedge it in there, and the ball would sometimes knuckle. It was kind of unpredictable. There's the reason why I was not a real pitcher. Sometimes it was like the most kick-ass knuckleball, and it would just sit up and break off to the outside, and I would get some strikeouts, and then sometimes it would just spin. And when it would just spin, it was like taking batting practice. And I remember I was in the Babe Ruth, which was teenage baseball, Babe Ruth All-Stars, and we traveled from Burgaw, which was my team, to Wilmington, and we were playing at Godwin Stadium, which is down near the ports in Wilmington. And I was throwing my famous knuckles forkball, and it did nothing but spin, and that guy, he just ate it up. He launched that crap way out of the park. The next time up, I walked his ass. I was like, we ain't taking no more chances throwing my knuckle 50% ball. But it was a lot of fun. Baseball was a lot of fun. That's a whole different conversation. It's one of the favorite periods of my life, was playing ball with people that I still see and I still know. Some of them still go to my church, and it's just been, it was a real pleasure. So, but that's neither here nor there. We can talk about that some other time. Everybody be safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the sights and sounds of Burgaw, North Carolina. There goes the competition. The competition. And look up here on the right. It's our brand new Walmart. Hell yeah. We finally got a Walmart. A Walmart filled with all the people that I went to high school with. All right, let me shop at a different Walmart, which is what I do.